Just wanted to do a quick little video about what the VIN number means when you break it down and decode it on an old truck like this. This is a custom 20. Well, our snow is starting to go away. What you doing, Josh? Are you hunting? How's it going, buddy? Just wanted to talk about that old red Chevy pickup of mine, that old 73 square body. You know, when I got this place, I think I've been here 28 years or so, maybe almost 30. But there was some rock up by the Chelan Tunnel that I just really like the looks of, and I said, well, when I get a retaining wall, that's the rock I want to use. So I'll have to look up the mileage, how far it was, but I hauled 15 loads of this rock in that old pickup. Boy, I've used that truck. Man, I have just used it and used it to death. It's been a real workhorse. Its downfall was that it was, you know, a two-wheel drive, I guess, but it did what I needed it to do. It wasn't a great winter truck, but that's okay. It hauled made a lot of trips to California and back, and hauled a lot of grafting paint, and it all worked out. But anyway, I hauled 15 loads of this rock, and by the time I was done with that, well, I had just beat the bed of it to death, as you can imagine. So when I went to restore it again, this truck has been completely restored twice, and then it was in an accident a few years back and got messed up pretty bad. It bent the frame, and I apologize for this echo. There's something going on with my editing program. Anyway, I was busy grafting when this happened, and a mechanic friend of mine was doing something. I can't remember what now, but anyway, he took it for a test drive, and a lady turned left in front of him, and he smacked her, and there was just nothing he could do, no place to go. He said, he knew that was my baby. He said, boy, Ken, that's the hardest phone call I ever had to make. But he really stepped up. He did the right thing, and his insurance took care of all of it, and he swapped the frame out on that thing, and that's what kept it from being totaled. It was because of him doing that work. So, it all worked out. Well, there's my classic little 1973 Chevy pickup that was fully restored and flawless from bumper to bumper. They had to set it on a different frame. It was funny, there was somebody on YouTube commented, said, that might be a 73 frame, but that's damn sure in the 73 truck. I go, well, you're wrong about that. You're wrong on both counts, because it's not a 73 frame, but it is a 73 truck. But I've done some things that would lead someone to believe that it might not be a 73, and the fact is, I beat that bed up, and so when I got ready to restore it, the auto body guy had this bed available, and this truck had 2 tanks on it, but someone had added the tank, one of them, the auxiliary tank, so it didn't have 2 doors. Now this bed has 2 doors, one on each side, which was very nice for me to find, because I had the 2 tanks. I used to fill up in Wenatchee, Washington, and drive to Weed, California, and fill up again and drive to Santa Maria, California. Boy, I'd hate to think what that fuel would cost today. During that bad snowstorm, the icing on the cake was I ran out of propane, and I have a propane furnace to heat my house, a propane stove. Well, they're 10 days out for delivery, so fortunately it's warming up, but she said to fill that tank was going to be $3,000. So I'm probably not going to fill it all the way. I'm just going to put enough in it to get by this spring, because summer's coming and I won't need it, but hopefully maybe the price will come down. I don't know, it must be about $6 a gallon. So, but anyway, back to this truck. Yeah, I'd fill it up once between Wenatchee and Santa Maria, California. And that's when I was grafting down there all the time. And boy, we made a lot of trips in this old truck. But anyway, that bed was shot, and I was very fortunate to find one that had the 2 fuel doors. So that worked out good, because it still has the dual tanks. But the thing that throws people off about this truck, let me get this door open here, pardon me for a minute. These, of course, are some aftermarket bumpers, but that tailgate is obviously not a 73 tailgate, and I don't know exactly what year it is. I'd have to look that up. That'd be kind of fun to look up and see what years came with that particular styling on the tailgate. But oh, it's just a beautiful thing. It just works the way it's supposed to, because these things get sprung, and then you have to, I used to rear back with my foot and kick that tailgate shut on that one. All the rocks, because that was the only way you could get it to close. But now it's so nice. But story on this tailgate, the guy bought a new truck. I don't know, this must be something, what, out of the 80s? You guys tell me. But anyway, he bought a new truck. He took the tailgate off immediately, stuck it up in the rafters in the barn, and put a camper on his truck. And he never used that tailgate. So when I got that tailgate, it was brand spanking new, and it works like a new one. I'm quite proud of that. And I don't care if this thing doesn't look period correct or whatever. This is my truck. I've made it my truck. I've made it my own. So yeah, that's kind of deceiving, because it is a different tailgate. But I thought some of you might know or might wonder what the VIN number means. And right there is the VIN number, and it's never been touched. You can see I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's paint over it, because it was never taken off. When this thing was painted, it was taped off, but that VIN number has never been removed. So let's go. Somebody asked me, so why do you slam the door? Well, you have to give it a little bit of a slam, because the rubber's so tight. They put all new rubber in it when it was restored, so it's kind of tight. It's getting better. But anyway, let's take a look at that VIN number. In case you've ever wondered what these numbers mean, let's look here. This is 73 to 80. I don't know if I got this camera close enough. I think you can probably see my cursor flying around there. So let's take a look. This is 1973 to 1980 chassis identification, vehicle identification number. So the first number, that one right there, that little red one, if you can see that, the first number means that it's a Chevrolet. So we look at mine. Yep, that's a C. That's Chevrolet. The next number, the second number on mine, is a C. That means it's a two-wheel drive, which it is. Okay, the third, or letter, I should be saying, not number, letter. The third letter on mine, this one, their example is an L, but on mine, it's a Y. So when we look here at the 73 to 75 models, the Y means that it came with a 354 barrel. Okay, now we get into the numbers. And the first number is a 2 on mine. So that means it's a 20 series. And that's a 3/4 ton, which it is. So the next number, the 4, which mine also is a 4, and that means it's a pickup, of course. And the next number, which is a 3, means that it's a 1973. Their example, they're using an 8, but mine says 3, obviously, so that's a 3. The next letter is a Z on mine, and it's also Z on their example. That means it came out of the assembly plant in Fremont, California. Here's a picture of the Fremont plant that was taken the year before my truck was born. You know, it was only a teenager when I got it. It had just turned 13 years old. And then the last numbers are the build sequence number, rather. So mine is 985. So mine was the 985th unit produced at the Fremont plant. So that's what those numbers and letters mean on the VIN tag when you break it down and decode it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, and some of you might not know what those mean, and now you do. Thanks.